So this video is very much a labour of love. This Super Striker is a game I actually owned in the 1970s. So to actually sell this, yeah, part of me wants to keep it, but you know, we're in the business of reselling things, so it has to go. But I had this game in about 1975, I think it was. I think Striker came out in the early 70s. That was the first release, and then Super Striker came out in about 74, 75. I think I had it in 1975, and it was special in that the goalies actually dived, and this was a revelation back in the 1970s. So yeah, this is a real labour of love, and I'll try and give you a good demonstration of this game and enjoy every minute of it. Super Striker, was definitely the competition, the rival of Seewhatubuy in the 1970s, and in many ways was a much easier game to play. It was made by Parker Games, if you remember them. I think they're probably still going, and there were various editions of this throughout the 70s, 80s and 90s, but this is the original Super Striker. This is the first release of Super Striker. I think they changed the board in the 80s and 90s, things like that, but this is the original, and I would describe this in good condition. We'll go through the box in a moment. It's a tabletop football game that requires less skill than the Seewhatubuy, and recreates a five-a-side game of football, and has a rebound wall around the outside to keep the ball in play. And to be honest, you could really create some exciting games back in the day. So let's open up the box and have a look, see what's inside. So I've just taken off the lid, and it's reminded me just how big the board is. So it folds in two, but I just measured it, and it's roughly about 50 inches long by 30 inches wide. So when you open it out, it is a really big playing surface, and it has this wonderful green matted finish to it. I think the later editions were replaced with plastic, but this was a very nice board. It still has the original, I mean, this is 50 years old now, it still has the original paper in the centre, which is nice to see, and of course the instructions. So that's in the centre, and that goes through the rules of the game. And essentially the rules of Striker is that it's divided into 5 different sections. So this is a section here, this is a section, this is a section, this is a section, this is a section, and basically a player goes in every section, and when you kick the ball, if it lands in a section, then the opponent then uses his player to kick it back. If it goes into the goal area or the penalty area, then the goalie can throw the ball out. And it's as simple as that. That is the rules. As I say, much simpler than Seewhatubuy. But yeah, so anyway, this has the original instruction sheet and the board. I will get this set up shortly, but you can see the condition there is pretty good. Let's have a look underneath. So this is the contents of the box. All sits in a plastic tray in the centre, surrounded by this cardboard surround, which obviously is built to accommodate the playing field. But yes, you get 5 red players and 5 blue players, and if you don't know already, you push the head of the player to cause his leg to kick. So that in the 1970s was top of the range. It has all the other bits. It has one ball, and this has the original ball still included. It has the two goalies, which again will set up properly, but the idea behind the goalie is that when you swing the goalie, I don't know if you can see that, his arms fly up. So you can do these wonderful saves. So that is working as you would expect. This is the border, and these are the clips. There are 6 of these that hold the border in place onto the board. 2 nets, 2 goalies. So yeah, that is all in very, very good condition in my opinion, in working condition. But the best way of showing that, I think we need to set this board up and show it in action. So let's spread this on a much bigger space and see what it looks like. Right, so we are on the floor in the lounge, and on the back of the instructions actually is the assembly details. So I'm just going to have a read of that and set this board up. Let's have a look. So the first thing it says is to push the goalie into the base unit. So that just seems to slide in there. So let's do that. And I guess when you turn it, yes, the goalie dies. That's good. Let me do that for the other goalie. Okay, this is the yellow goalie. So again, we just slide that in. And he should, yeah, left and right. Look at that. Wonderful, he's ready. Okay, number 2, it says take one of the nets and lift the net at the rear of the goal. So here. And push the goalkeeper. I see, so we're sliding the goalkeeper through the net. Let's put his arms through first. And I see, so the goalkeeper has to go through the net, and then we push the net down into those holes. I understand. Push that back in again. So now, yeah, now the goalie is protecting the net rather. Okay, that's good. I'm just going to do exactly the same thing for the other goalie. So pass him through the back of the net, push the net into the stand, like so, and again he is now ready to save the goals. Right, when the goalie is then placed near the net, on the board rather, you can see it just slides in where those 2 white lines are. So that will be the position for the goalie. Okay, number 3 says using the metal clips provided, and we have 6 of these metal clips. Wrap the tape around the edge of the board. Each side of the Go unit is a triangular tape support, position F. Wrap the tape around the vertical front edge of triangle. Fold back over the diagonal sloping side of triangle. Run under the Go unit and repeat this operation on the other side. Couldn't be simpler, so let's give that a go. Okay, so I'm just going to start on the corner here and take one of these clips and just clip it over the edge of the tape like that. And then literally the bottom end just slides on the corner of the board. Let's do that. That's it. You can see where the marks where it has been put on in the past. So that is the corner. Let's have a look at the goal. Okay, with the goal post it's a little bit more complicated. You'll see this little post here, and the idea is to first of all place it around the back of that post, like so. And then this post slopes down. So the idea is that you slide that then in this direction and then underneath the goal. So it will slide like this. Like such. Okay, and we need to do that on the other side. So on the other side of the goal, the tape has come out, and this time we'll go over the back of that angular piece and then pull it tight in this direction. It'll get tight once we complete it on the other side. So yeah, let's now do this corner and carry that all the way around the pitch. Okay, so that now has the surround in place all the way around. As you can see, in the corners, in the middle, in the corners and around the goalie as described, and that fits quite neatly all the way around. So next thing, time to get the players on the pitch. Okay, so the players are now on the pitch, and something that I'd forgotten is that although there are 5 players for each team, one is actually a substitute. So you place 4 players on the team, plus of course your goalie, so it is a 5-a-side, that makes sense. And you have, so in the blue case you have 2 in defence, and then you have 2 in the attacking position, and the same with the reds. You have your goalie, you have 2 in defence, and you have 2 in attack. So that is the board completely set up. All that's missing now is the ball. Now the instructions say that the kick-off, the ball must be placed in the centre point and must leave the centre circle completely. No goal can be scored direct from the kick-off. Players decide who kicks off by the toss of a coin. So reds have won the toss and they're going to kick off. Can't score from this position, so I'm going to try and pass to a attack position. A little light on the kick. Lost my touch a little bit, but let's see how we progress from there. So a blue player has come forward to kick this ball. Oh, and he again is going to try and pass it past the red player. Oh, it did actually score. Didn't capture that. I can't show you an action replay. He did score. It's impossible to play it on your own with a camera in your hand, but I think you get the idea that that is working as it should. One thing to point out, you remember this, and that's a goalie throwing it out. Place the ball in the goalie's hands and he will, just by swivelling, throw it back into play. There you go. So there you go. That is Super Striker 1974, working exactly as you would expect. All the parts are included. All of the players are working fine. All their mechanisms are all absolutely fine. There is obviously signs of age, but for this vintage game, this is a really good example. So hopefully that's been useful. Let me just go back and show you the condition of the box just to make you aware of some of the repair that's been done on the original box. Okay, now that's been demonstrated, I just wanted to show a little bit more of the condition of the box. So as you would expect, I think it's quite common for the corners of these boxes to go. One is actually still intact, but the other corners have in the past been repaired. So 3 corners have been repaired. They are nice and stiff, and on the outside, you know, they have been tastefully restored, if that's the way of describing it. But generally the box, which I think is always important, is in very good condition, very good vintage condition. There are obviously signs of age and wear. I mean, there's some scribbling here, and you know, just looks like a mark there as well. But generally speaking, I would say it's in good vintage condition, and the repair has made it you know, fit together nicely and be able to be stored nicely. So there you go. That is, hopefully that's brought back some good memories of Super Striker. If you found this useful, if you found this more in-depth demonstration useful, please let me know in the comments, or just give me a comment that if you remember this game, because you know, I certainly remember playing this in the 1970s, and I hope that's brought back a few memories. So give me a thumbs up, and subscribe. I will be loading some more classic games in the future, and perhaps giving them a little bit more of a demonstration if people find this useful and a bit of fun. So there we go, Super Striker. It's on eBay. I put a lot more pictures up there. Please bid with confidence. It's a nice vintage game. Thanks very much.